Hey everyone, I recently had a conversation with Farhan Ahmed, who is a partner and India head in Equity Partners, advisor in Phoenix HR solution and consultancy. He was global head of talent people and admin in Teachment. He was associate director of talent acquisition in Misho. He was head of talent acquisition in 91 Springboard. So he has a lot of experience in HR field, and he have been into this industry from nearly past a decade now. And we had a conversation about how people can apply to jobs with a structured manner and what exactly people should follow, especially freshers. So, if you're a fresher, this conversation is for you. If you want to know how to apply, how the philosophy works, how the psychology works of an HR, this conversation is for you. Hey Farhan sir,
Hi, Ishank. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, Ishank. Thank you for having me here.
So we have questions from the community, and this is the first question that we have. What are the most common mistakes that freshers make while applying to jobs?
Yeah. See, this has been a history, right? Where not just now, it has been an issue ongoing, right? And I myself been in the industry over 16 years, and I have seen this repeatedly. Now, freshers tend to have this habit that um, whatever opening is there for a fresher, people just go ahead and apply, right? This could be random, and most of the times, in fact, they get a call back, they're still surprised. Can you let me know which job did I apply for, right? Uh, those probably are real dangerous mistake, right? A fresher, which I would suggest is the way you have to pursue your career is first figure out what is that you want to do, right? That needs to be very, very important first. Once you figure out, yes, this is the place where I want to be, this is the career that I choose, then spend time doing that initial bit of research. Which are these companies who's hiring for this position, right? Then see how can you kind of accommodate your resume according to that requirement, right? Read the job description probably 10 times, understand what it requires you to be there, right? So even if you're getting an interview doesn't mean you're getting a job, right? You will have to pass through many phases and then go through this job, right? So my first suggestion is stop doing random applications, right? uh, do a complete planned and research about where you want to go. Get prepared, well prepared, and then probably apply for jobs. I'm sure you will get a call, and when you're getting a call, because you have already planned for it, you're prepared for it, I think it should be an easy work for you to kind of crack it.
Yeah, that's the main thing I believe. Like, I had a conversation with multiple freshers, and usually they used to state this कि job का है market में, and if they are applying, they're not getting calls from the HRs. So their main concern is I am applying to multiple positions, but I am not getting calls. Maybe they are lacking in building of strategies. Like they are not building strategy that much, and that's the main thing that they are lacking, right?
Yep.
So the second question here is, how's the market right now in India for freshers? Like, are companies hiring? And if they're hiring, then like how's the market like because of post-COVID era due to recession and multiple layoffs? Is it still stable for freshers to get into a job?
See, market as such, I would still call this is a myth when we say market is down, market is up. Yes, the hiring numbers probably would have been slightly conservative, right? There is always an opening. There's always someone looking out for a job, getting another job. There's always a vacancy getting created. Now their replacement vacancies, their new vacancies, probably there will be some conservations towards post-COVID or areas where your investments are coming less for the companies, right? Uh, so I would say there has been topsy-turvy, but there has been jobs, right? Whether it's enough jobs is always a question. Uh, but now, eventually, I think. for last 6 months, especially if I see the trend, you would see people preparing for IPOs, companies getting prepared for IPOs, companies are about to getting launched for IPOs, right? Companies are actually have started hiring. You would see investments have started flowing. You would see a lot of Series A, Series B investments coming in place, right? So all of these are good indicators that probably uh, towards end of this year and probably 2025 would look in terms of job markets much better. When I say job markets, the availability pool of jobs would be way better. There has been some kind of worry where pool of people looking out for a job versus pool available to give jobs have to match. But I think 2025 would look much better.
Yeah, I totally agree with this point because companies are starting with their profit making as well, and they are most of the like startups who are holding their IPOs from past couple of years are start filing IPO filings as well. So yeah, we can see that like people are going public, companies are going public, and now we can see that the market is getting corrected. It can
Sure.
be a better for the job market as well. So the third question is, what about ATS and automated resume AI checkers? Is that a barrier for the freshers? Like, or how it is for the freshers?
See, ATS is an application tracking system. Now, ATS with different kind of bots, ATS with a bit of AI, is to screen resumes better, right? I don't see this being threat to any fresher at all. If there's a requirement for a fresher, if someone meets the criteria, even in freshers, right, there could be a criteria of someone needs to be an MBA, someone needs to be a finance graduate, or someone needs to be a CS engineer. If someone is meeting those criteria, so I don't see how is that CV getting rejected, right?
Hmm.
So ATS or an AI at the moment have never been a barrier to any freshers from getting a job. I don't see this happening in future also, right? I've been part of many strategic discussions where AI would replace a recruiter's job, but it
Right,
it was for a better, right? That
right,
probably humanly we may end up reaching 100 CVs per day, but an AI could have gone to 1,000, and probably 900 applications which a human probably would have not been able to screen, and AI would have done this better job. So I think it is only going to make things better unless your resume doesn't fit, right? So that's one of the only
right.
criteria I see why freshers would not get a or rather get a rejection.
Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And as an HR, what is the best processes that you will like give to the fresher or maybe whosoever is applying to get a job in off-campus placement? Like how the processes works and what processes you think that will work?
Yeah, so I myself have got a job off campus, right? I was holding an offer, but I still picked up something off campus. Uh, what I truly believe, and something that I would suggest everyone is see your campus giving you an opportunity versus what you want to do might always be different,
Right,
right? Might be different, or maybe not appealing to you, right?
right,
I still see a majority of people picking up a campus job, and probably in a year to year and a half job they would just shift to their dream job, right? Because they would still be applying. So why not during the campus itself you do that preparation, right? Let's say someone is looking to get into performance marketing, but
hmm,
the companies who are coming to the institute are probably content or probably sales, right? And probably something which is not interesting him. But there I think people taking up participating in campus itself is something wrong, I suggest, because if that is going to be a stopgap solution, I would rather say that why don't you start getting prepared and don't depend on your placement cell
right,
to just help you there.
hmm,
Like the way I said the initial question, if you are focused on what you want to do, you would actually start doing homework, and you would actually figure out and not depend on your campus, right, where the jobs would be available, which market to go, where the companies who's seeking for a fresher to come in. Don't wait for the companies to come to you. I would always say, please go ahead and figure out where you have the dream job available, right?
So it's more of finding it out, figuring it out yourself rather than just sitting and thinking that we have sent the resume to 100 and we will get a call, right?
Yeah.
So does cold mailing still works for getting a job?
Sorry, say that again.
Does cold mailing still works?
See, cold mailing, there are two types of cold mailing. One, you went to a company website, you
Mhm.
saw a preferred opening which probably suits your requirement,
Okay.
right? And then you're trying all your level best to figuring out who could be the possible HR or the right hiring manager for that role.
Hmm.
Now, once you figured it out, then you're sending an email
Yeah.
to this person or the HR team that, hey, I have seen an opening in your company, right? And this is the role. This really excites me. Why it excites me? Because I feel that I'll be able to do justifying these responsibilities of the
Agree.
job. This is why I think that's still a cold mail, but this makes more sense than randomly sending a cold mail, which probably uh the see, what's the purpose of cold mail? A cold mail is supposed to get attention and still get you something in
Yeah.
return, right?
Hmm.
uh so might as well, why not go one step ahead, do some research work, and then do a cold mail, which may kind of click much better.
So, uh, in this conversation, what I've realized is that, like every answer and like every pointer is directed towards the strategy building and more
Yep.
of spending time much more in front of your laptop or PC and searching about the companies, finding the loopholes in
Yeah,
the
I
company.
think it's all about your planning, right?
Right.
Without plan, you see, plan gives you direction,
Yeah.
right? Right. If you don't have a direction, you'll always be lost. You'll keep circling around again and again.
Right. And the next question is about how to find the opportunities and where HRs are most likely to like post a job and look up to that. Like, for example, Naukri.com or LinkedIn, or maybe Wellfound is there, AngelList and Hirect. There are multiple platforms. So, on which platform do freshers will get an easy opportunity?
See, there is no such specific platform which is just for fresher. There could be someone who would have developed a product like Internshala or somewhere, right?
Hmm.
Where probably a fresher would have got some opportunity from internship to converting the job. But I think all of these platforms are equally important, right? I would rather say if somebody is trying to find a job, he or she should be available and reading through all the platforms, all the job postings.
Right.
I would have done it, right. Why would I even make a choice and probably take a risk of missing something which may be very interesting for my rest of my life, right?
Right.
So if I'm a fresher, I would go every possible job boards to figure out where I can find my dream job.
Hmm. Okay. And do referral matters? And do people who get through referrals are get prioritized as compared to the people who normally apply?
Yeah, see, I think there's a lack of understanding what referral means, right? Referral means, example, let's say you, right? I have worked with Ishank. I have known how he works. I have seen him performing. I have seen the way he carries his work relationship with me, and I have known him of his work style. And now I'm going to probably a company A and says that, hey, you know what? I have a person whom I know in person, with whom I have worked, and I know his work style. It works really fine, and probably a great fitment for this job. Why don't you go ahead and check out with him if he's interested.
Mhm.
That is called as reference. Now, most of the people have confused this with recommendation, probably,
Hmm.
right? Right,
Understood.
or just someone kind of forwarding a name, right? So you would see someone mailing or doing a email in LinkedIn and says that this is my CV, can you just forward it to your HR team? I might have just forwarded. That doesn't mean it's a reference. It means that I've got it and I've been just a manager and forwarded. So these forwards don't work actually, right? A forward will work only when I know this person, I vouch for this person. Reference is nothing but someone is kind of it's simple in the bank guarantee, right? Someone comes and says, hey, I guarantee this person would pay your loan, right? I will take care of it, right? So take my word, I know him personally,
Mhm.
right? So it's simple as that, right? The word reference is very strong. So if you ask me, reference definitely works, but the right reference and the right definition of reference is what I said, right? That's what I believe is the right reference, and that's the only thing works.
Yeah, and there's also a thing that the person who is referring somebody is also having a vouch, and it's more of they are taking
It creates comfort for the
right.
person whom you're interacting with, right? Whom you're referring to, right? So yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, that's on him as well. Like if that person doesn't perform well, it's about
Yeah,
he
and
lost
and
something.
probably, yeah, I think, see, it's very simple. If, let's say, I have worked with multiple teams in my career,
Right.
right? Uh, and I'm confident of suppose A's performance, and I'm
Mhm.
referring A. Probably for B, I would have had some reservation because maybe the environment is different, right? So I would only refer someone who will be successful in that environment. So I think even people who are referring are very careful about this.
Okay. Yeah, that really works. Any advice you want to give it to freshers or that this is to be done, this is the benchmark or something?
See, my advice to freshers, I would rather say, uh, I would still look at folks who are in the institute, in the college, probably still in their third year and about to go for jobs, right? Or someone in their fourth year or fifth year, right? Trying to prepare for your sorry, fourth or fifth semester, trying to prepare for your hiring semester, or the last semester of your engineering, right? I think you need to prepare yourself way before this, right? Now what comes as a mistake is people or other freshers wait that let me graduate first and then figure out what to do, right? And
Hmm.
that's probably, I think it's a serious mistake, because moment you do that, and probably you're 2 3 years behind already, right? I would rather say that anyone who's in the college, in the
Hmm.
university, right, right from the first day, when you're in the university, you should start thinking towards it, what is in it for me next, right?
Right.
uh, by end of your semesters, right, you should be in a position that, hey, I know myself. These are my, or rather, a SWOT is ready for yourself, right? And by end of your, and that's when you'll be also very not very dependent on your campus, and you'd also figure out by yourself, right? That, hey, this is the place where I would want to work. This is where
Right.
I probably want to be, right? So please play your cards well in advance, right? It will help you at least figure out things well in advance, and you would not lose that 2 3 years of your career, probably, where you, and it is a survey. I don't know, I couldn't recall. It says that majority of folks who just graduated
Mhm.
works as a stopgap solution, and very rare of them have stuck to that job for many more years, right? In a
Hmm.
year to 2 years, people would have switched their careers, right? and
Okay.
and probably would have picked up something else. It's very common that a graduate gets into a job, something that has just come through in campus or random would have happened, and 1 or 2 years of your career has gone just figuring out what to do, and then you got your job. And by that time, that 1 to 2 years have become more like a stopgap solution. It is something not good for the company that hired you. It is not good for yourself also. That 2 years you might be a billionaire, right? You may be the richest person in the world, right? You wouldn't get that 2 years back, right?
Hmm.
So that's the only advice I have at the moment, that plan things ahead.
So, for the conversation, I'll just like look back about past 15-20 minutes that we have spent so far. And my learnings from this conversation would be that if I am a fresher and I'm just getting to college from day one only, I should be into strategizing thing and making things on paper and planning and
Yep.
clarity. And
Yep.
that would help me a lot. Like in my last, till my last year of college, I would be on that standpoint that this is the career I want to pursue. And like, I'm not dependent upon on-campus placement or maybe an agency. That can be a thing.
Sure.
And yeah, it's more of even for applying for jobs, strategy plays an important role, research plays an important role rather than applying randomly. So that's my key learnings as well from this conversation.
Of course.
Yes. So thank you for this conversation. It was really insightful for me, for the people who will be listening to it, and yeah, made a page note as well. Uh, so
Nice.
yeah. Thank you for this conversation.
Thanks, Ishank, again. Thanks for having me here. It's lovely to interact. I'm looking forward to many more such sessions. If this video or my conversation can change even one life, I think I'm blessed from there, right? So let's see if we together can influence someone, uh, and bring in some real right messages for someone.
Right, I'm praying for it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, and have a great day. Bye.